Okay, tonight's lesson is on Job. This is a very big book, and I'm trying to condense it down to like less than 15 minutes lesson, and it's going to be very hard to do so. So I'm going to do my very best, and pray the Holy Spirit will guide me through it, and it not be me that's teaching y'all, but the Holy Spirit. We got Richard here helping me tonight. It's very late. It's like 11 o'clock or something at night, and we just threw this thing together like that. So just bear with me. I'm going to read from Job chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was blameless and upright, and one who feared God and shunned evil, and had 7 sons, 3 daughters were born to him. Also his possessions were 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 female donkeys, and a very large household. So this man was the greatest of all the people of the East. So basically Job was the Bill Gates of however many years ago, 10,000, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a historian, so we're going to go on to chapter, we're still in chapter 1, we're going to go to verses 7 through 12. And the Lord said to Satan, "From where do you come?" So Satan answered the Lord and said, "From going to and fro on the earth, and from walking back and forth on it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is none like him on the earth, a blameless, upright man, one who fears God and shuns evil." So Satan answered the Lord and said, "Does Job fear God for nothing?" He's asking the Lord a question, because God has given this man everything under the sun. So that's why Satan's asking, does he fear you for nothing? Have you not made a hedge around him, around his household, and around all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and the possessions have increased in the land. But now stretch out your hand and touch all he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. And the Lord said to Satan, "Behold, all that he has is in your power. Do not lay a hand on his person." So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. So right now, God has given Satan power over Job. Says, just don't touch him. Touch anything he has, but you can't touch my servant Job. And verses 13 through 19 tells about Job losing everything. He loses everything that was just described that he had. He has no longer none of that. He went from riches, the richest man on earth, to basically the poorest man. He's got nothing. He's got a wife left and 4 servants, which the 4 servants he ain't got nothing to pay them with, so they're probably gone. It don't really say they're gone, but more likely they are. So I'm going to go now to chapter 1, verses 20 through 22. Then Job arose, tore his robe, and shaved his head, and fell to the ground and worshipped. He said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return there. The Lord gave, the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." And all Job did not sin, nor charged God with wrong. This is a very strong man. He has lost everything. He had what you would probably accumulate today as billions of dollars. It wasn't necessarily dollars then. This was he had animals, and that's how was rich. He had possessions and servants and a lot of children. He had everything. They said he was basically the richest man around. So he's got nothing now. Everything's wiped away. He's got no family left except one nagging wife. And I don't know how he's coping with it. I do not know how he's coping with it. He got down and prayed and did not say nothing bad about God. That's very hard to do. Could you do it? I couldn't. So we're going to go to chapter 2 now. Verses 3 through 10. Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, blameless and upright man who fears God and shuns evil? Still he holds fast to his integrity, although you incited me against him to destroy him without cause." So Satan answered the Lord and said, "Skin for skin. Yes, all that a man has he will give for his life. But stretch out your hand now and touch his bones and his flesh, he will surely curse you to your face. And the Lord said to Satan, Behold, he is in your hand, but spare his life. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and struck Job with painful blows from the sole of his feet to the crown of his foot, to the crown of his head. And he took for himself a potsherd in which he scraped himself while he sat in the midst of the ashes. So now Job has not only lost all his possessions, now he is deathly sick. He's got boils all over his skin and just in terrible agony pain. I can't imagine being in this position that Job's in right now. And I don't believe none of y'all could either, but he's not cursed God, none of this. But I'm going to go to 9 and 10, still out of chapter 2. Then his wife said to him, Do you still hold fast to your integrity? Curse God and die. But he said to her, You speak as of a foolish woman speaks. Shall we indeed accept good from God, and shall not accept adversity? And all this Job did not sin with his lips. So, his wife, I told you she wasn't no good. She's sitting here telling him to curse God and die. That's what he was left with. He was left with somebody that didn't care about him. That's all that Satan left with him, was a woman that's telling him to just give up and die and curse God. Job wouldn't accept that, and he didn't do it, And I wish that all of us could do that. It's hard to accept adversity. Adversity is it's hard. It's hard to deal with, but it's something we have to. We have to accept adversity as well as the good. So I'm gonna go. Chapter 3. Basically, he was talking about why was he born. And he questioned God about a lot of things that's going on in his life, like I think everybody does. And then he went on 26 verses of just questioning and asking why, asking why he was even born or any of that mess. So I'm actually going to the book. I wrote all that stuff down. I'm going to chapter 19. I skipped a lot of stuff in between there. How long will you torment my soul and break me into pieces with words? These 10 times you have reproached me. You are not ashamed that you have wronged me. And indeed I have erred. My error remains with me. If indeed you exalt yourself against me and plead my disgrace against me, know that God has wronged me and has surrounded me with his net. If I cry out concerning wrong, I am not heard. If I cry aloud, there is no justice. He has fenced up my way so that I cannot pass. He has set darkness in my path. He has stripped me of all my glory and taken the crown from my head. He breaks me down on every side, and I am gone. My hopes have uprooted like a tree. He has also kindled his wrath against me, and he counts me as one of his enemies. His troops come together and build up the road against me. They encamp all around my tent. He has removed my brothers from me, and my acquaintances are completely estranged from me. My relatives have failed, and my close friends have forgotten me. Those who dwell in my house and my maidservants count me as a stranger. I am an alien in their sight. I call my servant, but gives no answer. I beg with my mouth. My breath is offensive to my wife, and I am repulsive to the children of my own body. Even young children despise me. I arise, and they speak against me. He's really frustrated at this point, and I believe that anybody in his shoes is. Everything's been taken away. He is deathly sick, and he's pled to God, and his friends are talking trash about him, saying, you've sinned. That's the reason why all this bad things has happened to you. I know that my flesh I haven't had boils on my skin. My flesh fails me, and I think that's sort of what is going on here. Job didn't do nothing wrong, but this is basically telling us our flesh is weak, and that that. Go ahead and cut it off. I went back to that. It's just on and on.
No, that's a habit. That's a habit.